2002 National Electrical Code (NEC) allows the installation of pneumatic tubing, specifically nylon, inside rigid conduit alongside Class 1 and Class 2 wiring, provided certain conditions are satisfied. These conditions ensure safety and prevent potential hazards. Firstly, the pneumatic tubing must be listed for its intended purpose. This listing signifies that the tubing has been tested and certified by a recognized testing laboratory to meet specific safety standards for its application. Using listed tubing provides assurance that it can withstand the pressures, temperatures, and environmental conditions it will be subjected to within the conduit. Secondly, the pneumatic tubing must be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. The manufacturer's instructions provide detailed guidelines on how to properly handle, support, and terminate the tubing. Following these instructions is crucial to maintain the integrity of the tubing system and prevent leaks or failures. This also includes any specific requirements for fittings, connectors, and other components used with the tubing. Thirdly, the conduit must be sized adequately to accommodate both the tubing and the wiring without exceeding the fill limits specified in the NEC. Conduit fill limits are designed to prevent overheating of the conductors due to restricted airflow and to allow for easy installation and maintenance. Exceeding these limits can lead to insulation damage, reduced current carrying capacity, and potential fire hazards. To determine the appropriate conduit size, you must calculate the total cross-sectional area of the conductors and the tubing, then refer to the NEC tables to find the corresponding conduit size. Fourthly, the tubing must be secured within the conduit to prevent movement. Movement of the tubing within the conduit can cause abrasion, damage to the insulation of the wiring, and potential shorts or ground faults. Securing the tubing can be achieved using straps, clamps, or other approved methods to keep it in place and prevent it from rubbing against the conduit or the conductors. Now let's delve into the specific code reference related to this practice, NEC section 362.15 Atwar. This section addresses conduit bodies and junction boxes. Conduit bodies and junction boxes must be equipped with covers, and these covers must not have any openings that could transmit an ignition-capable temperature to flammable gases or vapors. This requirement is essential in hazardous locations where flammable substances may be present. The intention is to prevent any potential ignition source from coming into contact with these flammable materials. However, there's an exception to this rule. The exception states that conduit bodies and junction boxes can be used even if they have openings, provided they are isolated by sealing with a compound that prevents the passage of gases or vapors. This sealing creates a barrier that prevents flammable substances from entering the enclosure and coming into contact with any potential ignition sources. In the context of installing pneumatic tubing within the conduit, the tubing itself is considered to be isolated by the conduit. Therefore, it is not considered a source of ignition for flammable gases or vapors. The conduit acts as a protective barrier, preventing any potential leaks or failures in the tubing from creating a hazardous condition. While the NEC provides a baseline for safe electrical installations, it's crucial to remember that it's only a minimum standard. Local codes and regulations may have additional requirements that go beyond the NEC. These additional requirements may be specific to the jurisdiction or the type of facility where the installation is taking place. Therefore, it is always essential to consult with the local code enforcement authority to determine if there are any additional requirements that must be followed. Ignoring local codes and regulations can result in fines, delays, and even the rejection of the installation. Before commencing any work, it's always a good practice to contact the local code enforcement authority to inquire about any specific requirements or interpretations that may apply to the project. In summary, installing pneumatic tubing alongside electrical wiring in conduit is permissible under the 2002 NEC provided the tubing is listed, installed according to the manufacturer's instructions, the conduit is properly sized, and the tubing is securely fastened. Always consult NEC section 362.15 Atwar regarding conduit bodies and junction boxes, and remember to verify local codes for any additional requirements. The information provided here is based on the 2002 National Electrical Code and is intended for educational purposes only. Electrical codes are subject to change and interpretations may vary. It is the responsibility of the installer to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations.